My name is Cindy Bonnet. I live in Joe Davis County, and I'm a farm wife for 35 years.
I was born here, or born in Hazel Green, and I came here a day or so after that, and I've been here ever since.
What is it about this situation that made ordinary teachers and farmers and firefighters and retired people and newcomers, what made these people become so agitated?
A.J. Boss did everything right. The Holmes people and this judge did him wrong. I mean, they had no evidence to do what they did.
My somewhat peaceful life of living on family farms since birth, raising livestock, children, and crops, was rudely and abruptly disrupted. I was told there was going to be a 10,000 cow dairy coming near Nora, a town close to our farm where we spend many hours outside working.
I've been farming 33 years, have seen a lot of changes from the technology point of view, but just have seen a slow incorporation of smaller farms into bigger farms.
Well, the way the system has turned around with the subsidies, farmers are paid with government money to get bigger.
So my husband and I went to the public hearing to meet this California millionaire A.J. Boss. I see a plan of many huge buildings with over 40 acres of manure ponds. What? Over 40 acres of manure ponds 20 feet deep? That's beyond unbelievable.
In the past, it took a whole family to milk probably 12 cows by hand twice a day, and now one man can milk 150, one man can probably milk 1,000 cows.
Our county board voted 11-5 against the mega dairy to protect our environment and tourism, which is huge in Joe Davis County. But the Illinois Department of Ag didn't seem to care, and neither did ex-Governor Blagojevich or our state representative, Sasha. He got the go-ahead to construct, but he didn't meet all the requirements of the LMFA.
There was such a scare created by a small group of people. And you're talking about an area, Bob, that has lost 11,000 dairy cows in the past 20 years. And this scare that was created was we're going to drive all the tourists off, the water's all going to turn brown, the air is going to be putrid smelling, because some folks wanted to rely on misinformation taken from large operators who were created 20, 30, and 40 years ago and didn't follow good environmental standards. That isn't the case today.
No permit from IDOT, no reinforcement plans for a karst area with fractured bedrock underneath, and many others. So we had to plan a way to stop it. Our only way was to ask for an injunction, which we did June 3rd, 2008. Then came the experts to court. 2 state geologists testified that the area is a huge risk for groundwater contamination. A doctor specializing in respiratory health said it can cause illness to those in the area.
The large dairies of today, those with 2, 3, 4, and 5,000 milk cows, actually pollute less than the 30-cow dairy farm I grew up on.
Even Boss's engineer testified that the over 40 acres of manure ponds will leak thousands of gallons as designed. But this is agriculture, and anyone against this is anti-ag.
You know, a lot of these people that are opposed to Mr. Boss's dairies or any CAFOs, and I didn't get into business to have a CAFO and pump manure in the Apple River.
If it's karst, then you have to put it in steel and concrete, because if it's karst, there's a real good chance a fissure or a crack could develop beneath it, and it could seep right through.
You know, I've heard so much about the karst that's allegedly out there, Bob. I'll tell you what I honestly believe. I honestly believe the karst issue at the Boss Dairy itself is a red herring. It's something for the anti-folks to hang their hat on, to say, we have karst here. This manure is going to get down into the water. It's going to destroy the groundwater. You know, the gentleman went out of his way to run additional tests. He went out of his way to say, look, if you want me to line it with a liner, I'll do that. Everything they asked him initially to do, he said, okay, I'll do it. But then when it came to it, their real reasoning was simply the NIMBY attitude. Not in my backyard. You are not going to build that in Northwest Illinois.
Farmers work very, very hard. They're working year-round at a thankless job, at a job that's just 2% of the society to feed the rest of it. But they do so, they hope to make a living. And we should allow them to make a living. And part of these sustainable methods is it should be sustainable for the farmer and for farming.
The EPA will come in one day and said, I can put you out of business unless you will spend $150,000 to upgrade your facility. And these are, realize that probably the amount of income for family living is probably about $100 to $200 a cow a year. So to spend $150,000 just to upgrade facilities, and you're milking 70 or 80 cows, there is no way that pencils out.
This is our dairy ration. It has corn silage, alfalfa haylage, some corn hominy byproduct, and then a protein mix. They get about 8 pounds of the protein mix a day. But you can see it's more fiber than concentrate. They've got to chew this. It's a forage. Behind me you can see a clay structure. It's roughly 2 million gallons. It was constructed in 1996. Until this year we hadn't bought any commercial fertilizer for our farm in 15 years. It used solely our liquid manure here.
Farmers have specialized. They do a good job at one thing and hope it pays off.
I think they want old MacDonald, that idea of agriculture in the 50s and 60s, that post World War II, and it's just not going to happen any more than, you know, the dairies left McHenry and Kane and DuPage counties, and were developed into subdivisions and malls, and that's how markets work.
No, I only got involved in this because I live here. So for the State League of Women Voters, I urge you to continue to advocate for strong environmental and public health safeguards, but also for local control. I'm here local. My voice carries a little in this tiny community. I'm nothing on the big stage.
They really misunderstand what's going on out here, and I wish they would come and look at a modern dairy farm. They kind of seem to be in denial. And you know, I think organics are great, and there's a wonderful niche for them, but that isn't going to feed those billion people that go to bed hungry tonight. That's just not going to happen.
For many of us, our faith has given us courage and hope. We won't give up. Our communities are counting on us. Our environment is counting on us. But most of all, our children are counting on us.